The blizzard had descended upon the mountain settlement like a vengeful god, turning the alien sky into a swirling mass of violet ice crystals. Anna pulled her thermal coat tighter as she trudged through the knee-deep snow, her scanner beeping frantically in her gloved hand. 2 life signatures, massive, fading fast. She found them huddled against the cliff face, dragons. Not the mythical creatures from Earth's ancient stories, but the Drakthor, the galaxy's oldest and most revered species. These 2 were ancient, even by their standards. Their crystalline scales dulled to the color of ash, their great wings folded uselessly against bodies that trembled with hypothermic shock. The smaller one, though still twice Anna's size, fixed a golden eye upon her. "Human," it rasped in perfect galactic common, "leave us. This is the honored way to return to the stars." "Yeah, that's not happening," Anna muttered, already activating her emergency beacon. "Kivan, need the heavy lifter, now." 20 minutes later, her young assistant arrived piloting the cargo hauler, his dark eyes wide with disbelief. "Anna, those are Drakthor elders. We can't just—" "We can, and we will." Anna's voice carried that peculiar human stubbornness that had become legendary across the Galactic Council. "Get the thermal blankets. The industrial ones." It took 3 hours to transport the dragons to Anna's modest home, a converted research station that had more room than any single human needed. She had Kivan crank the heating to maximum, while she synthesized emergency nutrients based on Drakthor biology data she'd studied years ago. The larger dragon, his name was Vorthax, he'd whispered, watched her with ancient, knowing eyes as she worked through the night. "Why?" he asked simply. Anna didn't look up from adjusting the heating coils around his companion. "Because you needed help and I could give it. That's reason enough." Humans, the smaller dragon, Shivara, breathed with something like wonder. "They said your kind were strange, illogical, emotional." "Guilty on all counts," Anna replied with a tired smile. By dawn, both dragons' core temperatures had stabilized. Their scales had begun to shimmer again with their natural luminescence, Vorthax in deep crimson, Shivara in silver blue. They were sitting up, accepting the nutrient broths Anna prepared when Kivan burst through the door. "Anna, soldiers!" Imperial soldiers, hundreds of them. She looked out the window and her heart sank. The Emperor's elite guard surrounded her home, their weapons powered and ready. At their head stood Commander Zekthar, a reptilian officer whose species had long served the Drakthor Empire. Anna stepped outside, Kivan close behind her. The morning wind bit at her face. "Human Anna Chen?" Zekthar's voice boomed through his suit's speakers. "You harbor the honored elders Vorthax and Shivara. They departed the Imperial Palace to seek the final ascension. You have interfered with sacred ritual. This is an act of what? Kindness?" Anna's voice was calm but carried across the snow. "They were dying. I helped them. You do not understand." The commander's crest flared in agitation. "The elders choose their time. They were fulfilling tradition older than your species' existence." The door behind Anna opened. Vorthax emerged, his massive form blocking the doorway, wings now spread to their full magnificent span. Shivara appeared beside him, equally imposing. The soldiers dropped to their knees as one, weapons lowering. "Commander," Vorthax's voice resonated with ancient authority. "Explain yourself." Zekthar's voice trembled. "Honored elder, we came to retrieve your remains for the Sky Tomb. When our trackers showed you alive, you thought we would be angry at being saved?" Shivara's laugh was like crystal bells. "Commander, in my 3,000 years I have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. I have seen species reach for greatness and collapse into dust, but never have I seen any being show the courage this human displayed." Vorthax nodded slowly. "Do you know what she did, Commander?" "She saw 2 dying strangers, members of a species that has historically regarded humans as newcomers, barely worthy of notice, and without hesitation, without thought of tradition or consequence or reward, she simply helped." Anna shifted uncomfortably. "I really didn't do anything special." "That," Vorthax interrupted gently, "is precisely what makes it extraordinary. To your kind, this is simply what one does. But to the galaxy, we have forgotten such things in our ancient protocols and honored traditions." Shivara stepped forward, lowering her great head to Anna's level. "The humans have a saying, do they not? About teaching old dogs new tricks?" Her eyes gleamed with amusement. Perhaps it is time for old dragons to learn from young humans. We will not return to the palace to die according to schedule, Vorthax announced to the assembled soldiers. We will stay here with Anna Chen and learn what we have forgotten, that survival is not weakness, that accepting help is not shame, and that sometimes the most sacred act is simply caring for another being. Commander Zekthar stood slowly, his expression complex. Finally he bowed. As you will it, honored elders. The Emperor will be surprised. The Emperor, Shivara said dryly, will adjust. Humans have a way of making the galaxy adjust. As the soldiers departed, Anna turned to the two dragons, then to Kevin, who looked like he might faint. So, she said carefully, anyone want breakfast? Real breakfast, not just nutrient broth. Vorthax's rumbling laugh shook snow from the roof. Yes, human Anna, we would like that very much. And so the galaxy learned, as it had been learning since humanity joined the stars, that sometimes the most revolutionary act was simply the kindness of not letting someone die alone in the cold. Tradition be damned.